The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Go Cowboys! This is Talkin' Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
CeeDee Lamb, touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, and Kyle Youmans.
It's a Thursday edition of Talking Cowboys presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, live from the Star in Frisco, Texas in the SWBC studio. Welcome in, everybody. We've got the whole cast and crew ready for you to rock today with Patrik Walker, Josh Rodriguez, Isaiah Stanback, Chris Meem in the back. I'm Kyle Youmans.
This will not be a bland show. We are not clowning around today, people.
Oh, not clowning around. Not signing Clowney quite yet either.
Oh, is that? Oh, you got that from that?
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
That's what I heard.
The setup.
Well, at least the show won't be bland.
Well, that's oh no.
Oh, so you're full of them today.
Oh, no.
How many you got in you today?
Just tickling and fancy.
Starting real hot. Starting real hot.
I like it.
Relax, Tickles. Relax, Tickles.
No, it will not be a bland show.
No, it won't.
No.
Well, with that, might as well jump on.
Yeah, I was about to say, Isaiah's already done news and notes.
let's
what happened?
News and notes.
Oh, hello, guys.
Just a couple points. Jadeveon Clowney had a very extensive and lengthy visit with the Cowboys on yesterday.
He was here all day.
Lengthy, much like himself. Tall guy.
Okay, I'm glad you kept going. Because my word.
He's a tall
Going.
man.
Keep going.
Yes.
Going.
What?
So it was a very extended visit that Jadeveon Clowney had with the Cowboys.
These guys are chill.
Which is a positive sign. However, he did leave the building without a deal. Of course, that doesn't mean that a deal cannot be agreed upon.
Maybe it came down to that base salary conversation that we had.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet it did.
Did the price change, buddy?
I might be more closer to the price I was talking about.
Well, the price from one side.
Yes.
Maybe not the price for the other side.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The price from Clowney at the moment is probably still decently high.
Yes.
Because they're going to try and squeeze every little penny out of it.
Absolutely.
But then you turn around and you say, oh, it's already week 2 of the season. He's not going to play this week. He's going to be inactive this week anyways, whether or not he's on the active roster or not. So why waste time and throw him on the roster right now when you can sign him Monday and you skip a game check from a contract standpoint?
Very true. So does not preclude, well, him leaving does not preclude a deal getting done. Could still get done in the next few days. There is still mutual interest on both sides. We'll just see where it goes at this point. As far as DaRon Bland, he showed up on what was otherwise a very short and abbreviated injury report, which is great news for the Cowboys. They only had 2 guys on the injury report. Malik Hooker returned to practice. He was limited with a foot issue, but he did participate in some of practice. DaRon Bland, obviously the headliner there because he will be absent upwards of a couple of weeks.
I don't like that.
You shouldn't. It's not likable. It's not likable.
Don't like it.
So
Stop saying those words.
So we got one game with Bland and
if only
Diggs.
I could.
After he missed 10 last year.
The universe continues to conspire against Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland being on the field at the same time for an extended period of time. So we'll see. It's going to be based upon, or I should say, his absence will be based upon how quickly he can rehab and get back. But as it stands, it's just a couple weeks is what I'm told.
Oh, that's all. So who steps into his role?
Well, now you're looking at maybe Reddy Stewart. Zion Childress is ready for a call-up on the practice squad.
Because you'll probably see Diggs' pitch count go up.
Yeah,
you're going to see his snaps go up immediately.
It's going up.
He's ready. He wasn't even on the injury report. They're ramping him up. He feels good. I think his snaps just have to take a spike. And then you've got Kyer Elam on the other sideline.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to mix and match some guys in the slot.
I like Zion.
What percentage last week did we play zone?
100% of 33 dropbacks from Jalen Hurts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Don't see that changing.
Well, now.
Now,
Now, it was a fun conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
I was about to say that was part of the conversation yesterday. Anyways, was
yesterday.
Eberflus likes his zone. He likes running zone. He ran it a lot in Chicago.
80%.
Ran it a lot, 80% in Chicago. He was 4th in the league in terms of running zone before he lost his job as head coach. And I mean, by the way, there was another stat. I pulled it up after the show. I got upstairs, and usually I plug in my laptop, and whatever I had on the show was on my laptop. There was a stat. I'll find it exactly if you guys are really interested in it. But it was talking about how it struggled. The Bears defense struggled mightily after the drop off and after they let Eberflus go. So they played much better in that zone defense, and as Eberflus was the play caller, than they did post Eberflus in the latter parts of the season.
Yeah. So like I said, it was a great conversation yesterday, and then news of DaRon Bland came yesterday afternoon, and zone it is. So yeah, those are the two key news and notes. No transactions yesterday, and we'll see what happens today as far as how much more work Malik Hooker can do, and cross your fingers that no one else appears on the injury report for Thursday.
I like that I've heard a couple of weeks. Sorry to interrupt, Isaiah. I just like that I've heard only a couple of weeks. I mean, granted, we don't have the full injury report. We don't have the full timetable of what it is for DaRon Bland. I know he was seen wearing a boot, but a couple of weeks is what I've heard sort of on Twitter, around the building.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case.
And
I heard one or
I
two.
I do hope that's the case, and it feels like it can be the case if his foot responds well to rehab. I will also say this for those wondering: it is not the same foot that he suffered the stress.
Thank you.
Stress
Very
fracture
important.
in. Very important. This is not the same foot, so that's going to help his case. But I wonder if there's some strategery in this, considering the opponents. Now, not to overlook the Giants, not to overlook the Bears. These are NFL teams. It's a week-to-week league. You want to put your best foot forward every single time. But I didn't even mean to do that.
No, you did it, though.
That was nice.
It was done. Okay. But if you look at the timeline, a couple of weeks puts him back on the field against guess who? The Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
So
If you miss 1 or 2 games, he's back on the field for that matchup. Even if he misses 3 games, though, there's no need to put him on IR because you don't have to keep him on IR for
right now.
4
It doesn't
weeks.
look like an IR.
And so that's a positive.
Question.
It's not all positive, but that's the one positive.
What are the possible scenarios that the Cowboys can utilize with having a now open roster spot?
Well,
Because there was only 52 people on the roster as I know it.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are several. So
Okay.
first thought before the DaRon Bland injury was, and prior to the Jadeveon Clowney visit was, well, you got a guy like Ryan Flanoy who's sitting on the practice squad. He made the 53-man roster. You only waived him because you need to play that numbers game with the defensive back situation, right? So you got Bridges and you got Stewart. Okay, cool. Those two guys are already on the active roster. Another option would be if you're going to be without Bland for a couple weeks, maybe you do bring Zion Childress to the active roster for those couple weeks. Because if you're looking at it from a strategic standpoint, it seems less likely that if you have to waive either Childress or Flanoy, that it would be. I think the better bet would be that Childress would clear, right? But Flanoy just cleared, so who knows? But that would be the way that I play it.
Is it still considered a call up if there's an open spot?
No.
No, it's them signing you to the active
roster. Got you.
Now,
Which
So
would then
you can
create a
sign
space
them
on
to
the
the
practice squad.
Okay, so what you're saying is you can sign that person to the active roster from your practice squad, but it's not a call up.
Yes.
And then when you no longer need their services, you need that roster spot back. You fill it, with another player. You can release that player. They will clear waivers
If they clear
and they potentially clear waivers, and the intention is that I guess that you can bring them back on your practice squad, and you still have all those
Correct.
call ups.
well,
Unless
yes.
you release release versus waiving. If you release a veteran from the active 50,
Then there's no waivers.
Then you can gentleman agree. You can handshake
Yeah.
agreement with him, right? Because it's just like, okay, we're going to release you.
We'll bring you
Just
right back.
Sit tight. We'll
Yeah.
have you on the practice squad. Give us a couple weeks. Maybe we'll reactivate you to the 53-man roster.
There's
When
not a
you're-
lot of guys like that.
Exactly. But when you're waiving someone who's not a vested veteran, you have to risk losing them to the other 31.
And at what point are you vested again? Just for the people?
3 accrued seasons, 4 accrued seasons.
Four.
Accrued seasons.
Good question in the chat, though. Braylon, what's up with Carson? What's up with Kalen Carson?
Not quite yet. Kalen Carson is on IR
Seatbelt.
Still.
so minimum 4 games.
He's still strapped in.
But how's he looking out? I mean, is he doing workouts? Like, what are you seeing from him out there?
Well, he's doing some sideline work with the rehab group, and the rehab group being like DeMarvion Overshown, Josh Butler, Savon Revel, and the like.
3 cornerbacks are doing rehab.
Well, now 4.
4.
If you're counting Bland.
Yeah, but prior to Bland, you had 3 guys that were doing rehab.
Revel, Carson, and Butler.
And now Deron Bland. So, yeah, your defensive back room is not great. But I guess, like I said, you're about to see what a guy like Stewart and Bridges can bring to the table. And hopefully Childress. I would love to see Childress.
I like Zion.
Reps. Especially, I feel like if you're going to give Zion a chance as a rookie, the Giants would be a good opponent,
a proving ground for him.
Right, a good confidence builder if he can get him.
What can you tell the people about Bridges?
53.
Because he wasn't with us.
Yeah, well, Bridges and Stewart both came in at the same time. We kind of
they were both claimed off waivers.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just asking because the people. He was not here during camp. He wasn't here for the preseason. So the fans have not seen him. I haven't seen him.
I mean, we haven't seen him.
Yeah,
really.
So so we can't have any expectations of these guys making contributions without understanding what they bring to the table.
6'2", 200 pounds.
Big corner.
Yeah, he's lengthy.
Lengthy. I like it. Shouts to Hoodie
And heavy.
from Debasement Boys.
Hey.
Just entered the chat.
Hoodie Kush.
Hoodie.
Kush.
Yeah. A fun call.
6'2", 200 pounds, out of Florida in 2024. A 7th-round pick of the Chargers. He was a transfer to Florida after several seasons with Oregon, so no stranger to the big lights. Right, I feel just relax.
Don't do the Ducks, bro.
Hey, I had to say Florida.
I know.
Then you know.
Understand.
So lengthy guy, started with the Chargers, couldn't crack from their practice squad, and now in 2025, his second year in the league, he's now with the Cowboys, claimed off of waivers from when the Chargers waived him during final roster cuts. So.
And he was a 7th-round pick this year, so he's still a rookie. He has never played.
Oh, that's right. It is this year. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go.
Never. Yeah. Bridges has never played in an NFL game, and I believe Stewart was only like 17 snaps.
Yeah.
Period.
Really
no skin.
inexperienced guys.
Yeah, and another rookie in Zion Childress.
Is another inexperienced guy. You got a lot of inexperience.
At least you know what you're getting.
You know
with
what
Zion,
you're getting with Zion.
because he's played on this team.
sure.
Training camp wise, you saw what he gave. I mean, like I said, he was on my 53.
He had a good preseason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's an element to that Zion probably would be our choice.
Yes.
But remember, they've seen Bridges. They scouted Bridges.
For sure.
They had a draft grade on him enough to pluck him from waivers.
He's on their active roster.
And he's on the active roster.
The whole
so
department over there have done more than their fair share of research. They know a lot more about those guys than we do sitting here at this table. But just for the conversation for fans in terms of seeing these guys on the field, you're going to see them.
Yeah.
What are they bringing to your defense?
Mm-hmm.
What's the likelihood that we do see? You talked about mutual interest. Do you feel like with the Bland injury, but not an IR spot, so it doesn't open up a roster spot, do you think it's more likely you see a corner fill that spot? Or do you feel like it's going to be still open for a guy like a Jadeveon Clowney and an outside?
I think right now, as we have this conversation on Thursday preceding the Sunday game, and I don't see them signing for one of the reasons you said. I don't see that.
There's no reason to do it.
You let them leave
right now. No.
Right, you let them leave the building. Okay, so
and you can make a move next week.
Right,
if you need
revisit
it.
on Monday. Yeah. But right now, it's about now getting prepared for the Giants. I would say the greater likelihood is that they use that roster spot on a cornerback.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, you revisit the whole roster situation as far as Jadeveon Clowney versus, how is Bland doing after several days of rehab, and you kind of have that conversation then.
Yeah. All right.
Good talk.
Good talk. Yeah.
Lots
of roster
informative
stuff. Yeah. Lots of roster.
It's important. You're going to see. Think about it, right? From the fans' perspectives, we know the people who listen to the show are real fans. When you see these guys on the field, you don't want to be like, "Who the heck is that?"
Yeah.
Right. You want to know, like, okay, these guys are on the field. Obviously, the organization trusts them. What are they bringing to the table?
Yeah.
What is the expectation?
Also, to answer a couple quick questions because I love my fellow nerds. Yes, this is Darth Maul, Darth Vader, and then Kylo. And the bottom of the shirt says, "Come to the dark side."
There's Kylo on your shirt too.
Yeah,
he's on there too.
I know, but the OGs.
Kylo versus
and then Kylo up there.
Kylo versus Darth Maul. Who wins?
Darth Maul.
Yeah, probably Darth Maul.
Are you playing?
He
Are you kidding?
nasty.
Nasty.
That
was one of the best
Darth Maul
scenes.
killed Qui-Gon Jinn.
That was one of the best scenes ever.
Ooh, ball.
Come on now,
bro.
That was just the answer.
He put up the
for the episode 1.
Oh, he got the double.
It was done.
He got the duel.
I will say underrated. I like the Kylo Ren with the side lightsaber
cool.
where he was able to get into the shoulder.
Yeah, with the hilt.
Yeah, that was
Darth
sick.
Maul could have been. He could have grew up in my hood. Darth Maul was a hood character in freaking Star Wars. Bro.
That was a bad matchup.
Darth Maul
you did
convinced
Kylo wrong in that matchup.
Just saying. Darth Maul was a hood cat. I don't care what nobody say.
Darth Maul,
was
as a chubby 6-year-old, Darth Maul convinced me that I could double jump. You just hit that extra. You could, and then.
I love it. All right, when we come back here on Talking Cowboys, we've got a little QB.
Oh,
yes.
Isaiah Stanback scouting the team that he won a Super Bowl.
Oh, don't bring it back, Kyle.
No.
Jeez.
I think we
That
have
was
to.
a long time ago, Kyle.
Did you bring it today?
No, I would never bring that into this building.
That's what I thought. Isaiah Stanback, QB Vision, right after this.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
We're with you. We're united.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you...
Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impact 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, this segment is brought to you by Invisalign, the official smile of the Dallas Cowboys. All smiles in the break because I think we have our comment.
We have our comment of
Absolutely.
the day.
Freaking
This goes to Blue Parthen. He said,
After Isaiah asked, or he said, Darth Maul's from the hood.
the new name is Darthavius Maul.
I need that on a shirt. Any of our little graphic designers, any of our graphic designers that are listening to the show, I need Darth Maul with that title over Darthavius Maul from the hood.
Vince Carter gift. It's over.
Go.
It's over.
Darthavius Maul from the hood. I
Tales
need that on
from
a shirt.
the hood. Darthavius Maul.
That's funny.
That's
I don't even. I'm a little worried to see what the creativity is.
Oh,
on,
bro.
like, the graphic.
It's so real,
I'm
though.
sure it's going to be
That
wild.
was the only character that, if you grew up in the hood, that was the only character that you could really that you could really connect with. Representation matters.
He's red. Dude,
I was about to say, wait a minute.
He's a red demon.
There was red in my hood, I can tell you that.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Listen, man.
Let's go.
Vader was literally
cool.
black.
Literally.
Literally.
On the outside.
He has literal horns and sharp teeth.
And it was James
don't
Earl
nobody,
Jones.
hey, don't
So
nobody,
actually,
yeah, don't nobody in the hood move like Vader, bro. Darth Maul had that.
nonetheless, come to the
Delivery,
dark
bro? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, there's like a
Come
delivery
to the dark
walking
side.
by.
Oh, that's
side. Talking Cowboys.
All right.
We got the best.
Oh, that's so
we got
funny.
the best fans.
All right. Now that Star Wars talk is over for the moment, it probably won't be
For the
over.
sweating
Yeah.
now. That's
For the moment, Isaiah is sweating. It's time for some.
Wide 80. Wide 80. It's time for QB Vision with Isaiah Stanback.
All right, guys, well, we're back. New season, new opponent. Dallas Cowboys versus the Giants. What do we know about the Giants? What do you respect about the Giants defense? Well, I think we all can be together in this and say, what position group?
Defensive line.
Defensive line.
That D-line.
D-line is absolutely disgusting. That's the one portion of their team that they said, all right, if we can have one team of Avengers, one grouping, is going to be the defensive line. Who is on that defensive line? Well. Starts off with the big fella, Dexter Lawrence, a.k.a. Sexy Dexy is what they call him. Yeah, he's still playing, and he's still a problem. He's number 97 for those that are at home keeping track. Who else do they have on that D-line that is notable? That's not to say that all their guys can't play, but you need to be concerned about 97. You also need to circle number 0. Number 0, Mr. Burns. Where did Mr. Burns come from? He came from Carolina in a trade. He's a dude. He's an absolute dude. Then they say, you know what? That's not enough. We need to have somebody to play opposite of Mr. Burns. So let's go ahead and draft somebody by the name of Abdul Karta. Number 51. So 51, 0, 97. Those are the guys. Oh,
we're missing somebody.
There's somebody else who wears a single digit out there. Yeah, that guy. Kayvon Thibodeau. He's a dude as well. So they have some guys that can get after the quarterback. They have Sexy Dexy in the middle. That is a big fella, and he can stop the run as well as pass rush from the interior because he's a handful. He's two. Matter of fact, he's 4 handfuls because you need 2 guys to go ahead and block him. He's an absolute problem in the middle of that defense. And at the second level, they have some respectable guys as well. Bobby Okereke, I like the way that he plays. Outside of that, not a lot. Not a lot going on there. That's enough, great, Bob. Right? That's enough. Your front 5 are going to have their hands full in terms of trying to stop that assault up front. One-on-one blocks are a problem because Dexter Lawrence forces you to have one-on-one blocks. If he's up there with 3 other defensive linemen, he requires 2 guys. I'm no disrespect to Cooper Beebe. But Cooper Beebe, you need more people. Yeah, you need more people. You're not going to be able to block him. With the Jay-Z. Listen, I don't tell any man what he can or can't do, but I'm just going to say it's probable that you're going to need some extra assistance with Dexter Lawrence. Okay, so now all of a sudden you're taking either a Tyler Booker or you're taking a Tyler Smith, and you're using them to help Cooper Beebe. Now the other 3 guys are now ISO'd on Thibodeau, Burns, and Carter. It's a lot. It's a lot. So you're going to have to win your one-on-one matchups as offensive linemen. But what do they do outside of pass rush? Okay, well, their coverage is slim to none. I don't
non-existent, arguably.
I don't have a high regard for their coverage ability. And it's interesting because they don't have any guys that are very notable. Okay, obviously they're starters in the NFL, so there's some respect that needs to be put on their name. But as you turn on the film from last week, because that's the body of work that we have for the 2025 season, they play a ton of single high safety. There is seemingly a false sense of confidence in their corners and DB's abilities to play one-on-one, play man-to-man coverage. I don't understand where it's stemming from. I'm not sure if it comes from OTAs, camp, or what. They obviously see something that we're not seeing on film, but they want to play single high. They want to play man. Now, when you look at next-gen stats, it doesn't necessarily back my sentiments, but we differ on that, okay? When I watch the film, I see a ton of man-to-man. Mm-hmm. When whoever's running next-gen stats sees it, they say they're only playing 40% man, and they're playing 60%
zone?
Yeah, 60% zone, 35% cover 3. But what happens is whenever you're in cover 3, which is a single high zone defense, depending on the route concepts, it pretty much turns into man looks. So
it might start off as 3 and as a zone, but it turns into man. So next gen stats, we will agree to disagree on that. I think it's more like 75% man. Even when they go 2 high safeties, they're still running 2 man. If they have a receiver, as of last week, since in terms of Scary Terry, when they went 2 high safeties, they rolled that safety to the other side. Sometimes they even play single high safety and they roll that safety to the other side, even if it was to the boundary. So I don't know how they approach Dallas in that regard. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb had over 100 yards last week, 110 on seven catches. Pickens had 3 catches last week for 30 yards, 4 attempts. I don't foresee them just leaning over to CeeDee Lamb's side. However, we'll see. I do foresee them trying to continue to play man-to-man and continue to play cover 3. Reason being is because in their head, if they play man-to-man and they play cover 3, they can get home with their front 4.
That's why most teams play man-to-man. That's why Dan Quinn with Washington Commanders playing against the New York Giants, as I watched him, played man-to-man because he felt as if his guys can get home. There's a bolt of confidence there. I don't see it for the Giants. Do they blitz a lot? Nope. They don't blitz a lot. And when they do blitz, from what we've seen on film in this 1 week's body of work, they bring one guy. That means that 4 down linemen plus one guy at the second level. Last time I checked, that's 5 guys, and you have 5 guys up front. But however, I told you guys the math's not mathing because how many guys does it take to block Dexter Lawrence?
2, Isaiah.
2. So now all of a sudden it's really 5 on 4.
Yeah.
So understand that's how they get pressure, but at their foundation, they feel as if they can get home, and somehow, some way, they feel as if they can guard you man-to-man or form of cover 3.
Now, I like this. Thank you for QB vision. All respect in the world to defensive coordinator Shane Bowen.
Yep.
I don't understand his pedigree. I don't know necessarily what he's doing with this rotation. Like you just said, Burns, Lawrence, Thibodeau, Abdul Carter. Who's behind them? I really don't know. But guess what?
You know one. Chauncey Gold.
Chauncey.
You know Chauncey.
Yeah.
May have overpaid him a little bit. Who knows? But of those 4 guys that I just mentioned, they were on the field at the same time for 6 snaps.
Yeah, you can't put them all out there.
12% of all of their defensive snaps, they had their 4 best guys on the field. I think that is a problem with the rotation. I don't know what the philosophy is there with Shane Bowen. Maybe he's just trying to keep his guys fresh. But in clear passing downs, you want those guys out.
Well, maybe the thought process is if you put them all out there for every snap together, then
you have to pull them
drop
all off at the same time.
And that's when things
rest.
happen.
Yeah.
So you would rather have a mixed match of a couple of those guys like Thibodeau and Lawrence on one play, where then you turn it around and then it's Burns and Carter on another play, and you go back and forth.
But he wasn't doing it on clear passing downs.
For sure.
In clear situations where what they need to do is where what the Commanders needed to do was rely on the pass. They didn't put them out there together. I think that's a big problem.
Well, of those 5 guys,
Not a
they have
problem
5 guys that you need to circle. 5 guys that can wreck your day if you allow them to, right?
Burgers.
Yeah, exactly. 4 of them are defensive ends.
Yes.
So that's why that rotation is messed up, right? And Shane Bowen has not shown that he's creative enough to put all 5 of those guys out there to create problems for their opposing offensive line.
And so this goes to something that I was saying when comparing and contrasting the week 1 matchup versus the Eagles versus the week 2 matchup versus the Giants. The defensive lines, they both have dudes, but their dudes are in different spots. The Eagles are heavy on the interior, light on the ends. The Giants are heavy on the ends, Dexter Lawrence notwithstanding, fairly light on the interior.
Depth-wise.
This is going to be a game where the Cowboys can run the ball. They can run the ball. I'm going to read you some of these averages allowed by both the ends. I'm talking Abdul Carter. I'm talking Thibodeau. I'm also talking Dexter Lawrence. I'm just going to go down some of these. This is rushing yards allowed per play when these guys were on the field. 6.9, that's Abdul Carter. 7.0, that's Thibodeau. Where do we go from here? Adibo, he's a cornerback, don't worry about him. Let's see. Rochet, 7.1 yards allowed. Brian Burns, you brought him up. He's a linebacker. 7 yards allowed on the run. Dexter Lawrence, 7.9. They don't defend the run well because they don't have the beef in the middle like that the Eagles did. And the Eagles still, at least in the first half, struggled to stop that push from this offensive line. I think the Cowboys can establish the run in this game, and then what does that do? Neutralizes the pass rush. So now when you drop back in the pass rush, now they have to account for play action. You're now sterilizing those guys on the end because now they're wondering, the second thought, do I go straight after Dak or do I kind of drop back and read the play? Well, got you. So now you get to throw the ball all over the field. And as Isaiah said in his wonderful QB vision segment, coverage is an issue for them. So this is
coverage at the second level is just non-existent.
Yeah, this is
genuine.
a game that can literally go run the ball because you can run it here, play action, and then just pitch it all over the field.
I've got a stat that I'm going to read you.
We like stats.
And I want you to just give me your reaction. What does this tell you about the Giants defense? Giants had 3 sacks in week 1. So significant. And like Isaiah said, there are 5 guys that can wreck your game. That's why. It's because they can finish in the backfield. Week 1, only a 21.6% pressure rate on dropbacks. That's according to NFL Next Gen Stats. That's the 3rd lowest quarterback pressure percentage in week 1, behind only the Panthers and the Titans. So even though there are sacks, they come on certain plays. They come on one of those guys makes an individual effort, or the coverage was just good enough, which didn't. I think that only happened once. Out of the 3 sacks in week 1. So what that tells me is avoid the big play defensively, and you're going to be just fine.
Just fine.
You're going to be able to piece together this whole thing, because even what they're trying to build their defense around, that defensive line, that pass rush, the edge rushers, the depth there, they still aren't getting in the backfield. They're not
and
giving
also,
a ton
real
of
quick,
pressure.
to your point about Cooper Beebe, who's playing very well, and he's coming off an exceptional training camp and a very solid first year as a center last year in transitioning. Dexter Lawrence was double-teamed by the Commanders 18 times. That's almost 70% of the time that Dexter Lawrence was on the field.
Yeah.
He was double-teamed. Next closest, 4.
Yeah, you better.
So
no,
you're right,
Yeah.
Cooper.
You better.
We love you, but you're probably going to need
Yeah. I have bold prediction.
Oh.
Yeah, I have
Our first bold prediction
Very
for
much so.
2025 season.
Let's go.
I'm going to say it with my chest, even though it's not Friday.
Please do.
Okay, I was going to back it off a little bit, but now I'm like, say it with my chest.
Nah, say what you chest.
I honestly think this is a game where CeeDee Lamb has 115 and George Pickens has 125.
Oh.
The words that just came out of your mouth, delectable.
I really do.
I like it.
I really do.
How could you not with this coverage?
Delectable.
Yeah.
But I'm entirely with you there.
Debo Samuel was killing them on routes. Jaden Daniels honestly wasn't that accurate in this particular game. Had Jaden Daniels been more accurate, there were some huge plays that were left out there. But I truly believe that this is a game where you get George Pickens going early, and CeeDee Lamb is a benefactor as well. I think this is one of those games where you think it's going to be CeeDee, you go to George, and now you have teams guessing, right? And that'll be my strategy if I'm Shoddy. Every week, which one is it going to be?
And if you have a quarterback that's hitting on 90% of his throws, I think that's boding well for your offense, especially for a CeeDee Lamb that's hungry to get back to the field after last week's unfortunate
QB rating when targeted last week by Jaden Daniels. And like you said, Jaden Daniels didn't have the most perfect game, but still. Flott, 102.9 QB rating when targeted. He had 24 coverage snaps. Andrew Phillips, when targeted, 31 coverage snaps, 97.5. Robertson Harris, when targeted, 83.3. So to your point, Pickens and Lamb, and maybe even Jake Ferguson.
Maybe even Terp.
Why not?
Terp.
Why not?
Why not?
Why
a
not?
smorgasbord.
A hodgepodge, if you will.
You guys are so funny. I'm looking at these sacks again. Yeah, one of them was out of the 3 sacks. One of them was a busted screen that just didn't work, and Jaden Daniels tried to get away. Second one, coverage was good, and he was able to kind of throw it off a little bit. And then I'm pulling up the third one. It went away. But whenever you look at those sacks and you go back and you watch them, it's guys making individual efforts. If your offensive line plays well, you're going to pick apart this entire defense.
And they only had 2 run stuffs the entire game.
Oh, wow.
2.
Yeah. That's not
2.
Great.
You can run the ball.
That's not very many.
Hit 1 and stop because they didn't
run the ball.
Yeah, the Commanders had over 200 yards through the air and the ground.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back on Talking Cowboys, we've talked about the passing game. You mentioned that you may want to try and run the ball here. My question is, who is going to run the ball in week 2?
J-Dub.
Is it? Or is it going to be somebody else too?
JB?
As well.
J Blue?
When we come back with more Talking Cowboys.
Blues Clues.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom. Before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
If you're looking for fresh American roasted coffee that gives back, you need to head to your local grocery store and pick up a bag of Black Rifle coffee. That's right, America's coffee is now available in the coffee aisle of a grocery store near you. Black Rifle Coffee Company is veteran-founded with a mission to give back to those brave men and women who have served our nation. Every bag, box, or can you purchase helps support that mission. Head to your local grocery store and roast yourself some Black Rifle coffee today.
Welcome back into Dear Doctor, the show where I answer life's questions with an ice-cold can of Dr. Pepper. Sheila, let's hear from our next caller, would you?
Dear Doctor, my friend supported me during a tough time. But what's the right gift that says, thanks for being a shoulder to cry on?
Okay, this one's easy. I say give her a delicious Dr. Pepper. Nothing says, thanks, girl, better than a one-of-a-kind soda. Yes, any Dr. Pepper flavor will do. Now, just a reminder that I don't need to be a real doctor to know that Dr. Pepper is the one you deserve.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Back here on Talking Cowboys, this is the final segment. I was about to give a read that we've already done. I could say Invisalign. I love Invisalign. Yeah, they're great. They help my teeth look nice. Chris Beam, Isaiah Stanback, Josh Rodriguez.
Hi.
Patrik Walker.
No-see.
Kyle Youmans. Glad you're with us.
I'm glad you're with us, Kyle.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Listen,
I love when you're here.
One more comment shout out because this person is spot on.
Oh, yeah?
Shout out to Mills forever.
Is it another Star Wars comment?
No. He said the chemistry on this show is amazing.
Chef's kiss.
And by chemistry, do you mean science?
You should have chemistry off this show.
Hey,
Yes, science.
Boy.
I had a conversation last night after the Cowboys Crosstalk show, and there was a Cowboys fan that listens to a bunch of our content up there, and she was like, yeah, the way that you and Patrik and Josh and Isaiah, like, y'all just like look like you have so much fun.
We do.
Like, we do. Yeah, that's pretty much right.
It's not fabricated, dude.
No,
it's a real thing.
We have the same conversations off the air as we do on the air.
Very much so.
Maybe to a fault sometimes.
No, I was going to say a lot that would never make it on the air.
Yeah, there's no way.
Never.
That's for Talking After Dark.
Yeah. Dude, I would 1,000% have that show.
New show coming up to you.
Chris is like, damn it! Throwing a pin.
7 o'clock? No.
You got to say it in your quiet
I got to go home.
I have kids, man. So mad.
Talking After Dark.
With Darth Mater.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
There it is. Hosted by Darthavius Small.
Darth
You are now locked into the quiet store.
Oh, God. All right.
That was good. Yes, sir. That was better than the one from yesterday.
That was
Whatever
good.
that effect was he was trying
I
yesterday.
don't know what that was. Yeah.
Terrible. The run game. Javonte Williams is obviously the guy.
Hell yes.
No Jaydon Blue last week. He was inactive. We haven't really talked about that as a significant talking point, but the fans are very adamant. There were a couple comments earlier today talking about how they want to see Jaydon Blue, and they want to see his ability to break free, for his ability with the speed, the cuts. There was a consistency comment.
The juice
that stuck out. The juice is there. The consistency comment from Brian Schottenheimer is what stuck out to me, saying they want to see more from him. What does that entail across the board?
It's not the first time we've heard something like that in regards to Jaydon Blue early in camp.
I, too, want Jaydon Blue.
I get it.
Something borrowed, something blue.
Listen,
so I think what Shotty is speaking on is something that when I had the conversation with Derek Foster, running backs coach Derek Foster, in training camp, it was a great conversation. I asked him straight up. I said, hey, I don't know if you've heard of the narrative surrounding Blue as far as lack of work ethic, et cetera, et cetera. He qualified it, or I should say he explained it in a great detail. But what he said was, Derek Foster, is that it's not lack of work ethic. He came in as prepared as a traditional rookie would have come in. And then he ran into what rookies traditionally run into, like, holy crap, this playbook is not this thing, it's this thing. I mean, Isaiah's brought his playbook in before, and good grief, my man. So
size comparing playbooks, man.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, hey.
Size matters.
Size does matter. Okay, the thicker the...
All right.
Okay, listen.
All right.
So when you talk about that, I think that Jaydon Blue is, I'm not going to use the word struggling, but I think it's inconsistent based upon what we're hearing from the coaching staff and Brian Schottenheimer, not in work ethic, but in the aspect of maybe absorption. Maybe absorption. So Derek Foster did say that he was learning to be a pro. And he said that there have been stretches of time this offseason wherein he's seen exactly what he's needed to see from Jaydon Blue. But I'm wondering now, him being inactive last week, they've recently seen the other stretch where it's just like a little less prepared in the meeting rooms than they would have liked. So that's my speculation based upon what we're hearing from Shotty, my conversation with Derek Foster, conversations I've had with Jaydon Blue. I just think he's hitting the rookie hiccup right now.
I think there's a lot of speculation there. Go ahead, Kyle.
I don't know if it.
See that? Yeah, I like that.
It's pretty bright.
It's pretty bright.
Listen, versus Big Blue.
It says play Jaydon Blue
versus Big Blue. I want to see Small Blue.
Understood. So listen, there's a lot of things that coaches take into consideration when in terms of ensuring that a player is prepared for the matchup.
It's not just running the football.
No, so there's things that happen behind the scenes that we don't see, right? I don't know what they do here in Dallas, but I can give you guys examples. Walkthroughs.
Yeah.
Right? Walkthroughs and your understanding of taking what's being mentioned and gone over in the meeting rooms and then being able to go then walk through gives the coaches a vote of confidence or lack thereof. Your reps in practice will give coaches an indication as to your ability to digest information and be able to apply it on the field. When I was in New England, we did all those things, and then you get a test that's given to you on the plane in the form of a packet where you have to draw up the responsibilities of the offensive line, draw up the responsibilities of the running backs, draw up the route concepts and all these things, right? So I'm not sure what the Cowboys do, but I can tell you that if the coaches, I have belief that in the coaches, especially with some of the moves they made last week with inactives, that if they question anything in regards to preparation or focus or whatever it may be, that's not going to be to the benefit of the team, I don't doubt their decision making.
Yeah.
I truly don't, because there's so many checkpoints that have to take place, and if you are a risk factor at all to the success of the team, one play, we've seen it. We just saw it last week's game with Baltimore.
Yeah,
one play can turn the tides of a game.
Yep.
So you're not going to put a guy out there if you don't have a 100% positive confidence that they can get the job done.
There are two knocks on Jaydon Blue coming out of Texas as a draft prospect. The first one was ball security.
Yes, sir.
That was a big problem during his time at Texas. Has he had the chance to review that and improve upon that yet? We don't necessarily know, because they're not stripping the football and making tackles in practice. So what we saw in training camp and what we saw in the one game in the preseason is all we have to go by. So we don't know if that's a problem or not at this point. The second one was pass protection.
Exactly.
You can see what that looks like in practice.
And understanding of it.
And the understanding of it. Missing an assignment can be the difference between a completed pass and a first down, or Dak Prescott on his hindquarters. I mean, that's the
it's huge.
With the investment that you put into these quarterbacks, the investment that you have in your franchise with that guy behind center, with number 4 throwing the football to CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson, everybody else. You can't afford to have that one play, because that one play, if Blue misses an assignment, not saying that he would, but if they've seen it in practice, there's a short leash for that type of thing.
If you don't have an understanding, and that's why fans, you have to be very hesitant to just jump the gun on some things, because there's things that we just don't know. Like even us sitting here, we're speculating as to what it possibly could be. But we have understanding of some of the things that transpire behind the scenes that can contribute to the decisions made by the front office and the coaching staff. But to your point, Kyle, it's a really good point. There are some things that we pointed out on air during the preseason broadcast where Deuce Vaughn did an amazing job of understanding what the protections were and what his responsibilities were, to the point where he checked front side, and then when nobody showed, his eyes immediately scanned all the way completely across the offensive line to the backside and went and picked up his assignment. There are things like that what I say, you have to have 100% confidence that the person can execute their jobs. If that was the case for Blue, if he doesn't have that instinctual understanding of my responsibilities in the pass blocking department, that's just one element that could be a potential. You're not going to put Dak Prescott in harm's way for that reason.
Now, I agree with that. I will also say, and this is not a counterpoint as much as it is an additional point of discussion, there are ways to scheme around a particular running back struggling in pass pro. Okay, for example, play action is a way to do it right, because play action, he goes out and now it's a bubble screen or something to that effect. And also, when I say play Jaydon Blue, because I also want to be clear, because I said this on Twitter and I noticed a couple of folks were like, why are you against Javonte? I'm not. This is not a Javonte Williams versus Jaydon Blue conversation.
No, this is as RB2 currently.
Right, this is an RB2 conversation, and how do you rotate those guys?
Because you want to change a pace.
Because you want to change a pace. And we talked about it yesterday. There's a redundancy between Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams. And maybe, we don't know. I do believe, and I said this, and Kyle, I get it. Blue cribs that ball in Philly. Now, I will also be fair and say, because of one of the red flags on Blue coming out of Texas, how do we not know at some point later in the game that he doesn't fumble the ball? We don't know.
Or that he has the patience to even hit that hole in the first place, because Miles Sanders ran behind his pads. He waited for the blocks to develop.
Miles Sanders played well. He may have more mistake.
My thing about that is, if you were Jaydon Blue,
and he got caught.
Granted, we're speculating on why he's not active for this game, or for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
If I am Jaydon Blue in that circumstances, I'm looking at myself and I'm saying, what is it that Miles Sanders did to be active that I can do to replicate?
Look in the mirror.
And then at that point, I am over Miles Sanders' shoulder all week long doing the exact same thing, to where I'm making the coaches decide whether or not I need the young, fresh guy or I need Miles Sanders.
I'll do you one better. Instead of shadowing Miles Sanders, shadow Javonte Williams.
Absolutely.
RB1.
Yeah.
What is it? Because your question that you need to ask yourself, you need to look in the mirror and say, how can I be RB1? Not how can I get RB2 reps, just from a self-competitive
From a preparedness standpoint.
Yeah. Because if Miles Sanders is doing just enough right to be RB2, well, Javonte Williams is doing mostly everything right, which is why he's RB1. So glue yourself to Javonte's help and figure that out. Because Javonte, he had some pass pro that you want back on tape, but at the same time, he was pretty solid in that capacity. So I do love Kyle's speculation as far as the pass protection, and I think that comes with time. He is a rookie, Jaydon Blue is, but you get better with that also two ways: practice and game reps.
Yeah.
Right? So put it out there.
I would be surprised if he is inactive this week, because against the team like this, you're going to need to run the football. You're going to need to have the ability to shuffle in and out if you're going to run the football as effectively as you want. Plus, the way that Miles Sanders ended that game, a lot of times coaches will put you in the doghouse for stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reminds me of, Rico Dowdle last year fumbled near the goal line.
Hunter Lipke
2 years ago against the Dolphins.
That put him in the doghouse for a year.
He did not have another carry the rest of the season. Whereas Rico Dowdle, it wasn't like an immediate thing, but he had a drop in trust too. I'm wondering how much that fumble is going to affect Miles Sanders and his ability to have the trust from the coaching staff moving forward.
It may be something as simple as they trusted him more in pass pro than they did Jaydon Blue. It may be something as simple as that.
It might be.
Here's a question posed by the chat. This is a good one. I want everybody to weigh in on this. If not Blue, would you consider Malik Davis?
No.
Nah, probably not.
Why not? This is just because the fans are asking. I'm curious.
Yeah, I like Malik Davis. Don't get me
love
wrong.
Malik Davis.
Yeah, but you're not going to go away from your top two guys unless if you're releasing Miles Sanders, then maybe talk about Malik Davis. But
you don't want to play the roster spot situation with that. Like Jaydon Blue is already on the active roster. You make him active for this. You make Miles Sanders inactive.
Let me say that Miles Sanders did not play bad.
No, he didn't.
Like he fumbled the ball.
He did two things wrong.
Major, absolutely. But so did Derrick Henry, and so did a bunch of other players in this league. Guys fumble the ball. Now, do you want to see it repeat? Absolutely not. Yeah. That's when it's a problem. But yeah, that was a big play in the game, but he did not play bad.
So I had the same conversation last night with
an expectation of him toting the rock for a 60-yard touch. That's not realistic. That's not his asset.
No.
He doesn't possess that anymore. So to have an unrealistic expectation that he's going to all of a sudden break away and run for a touchdown, that's unreal.
But those are two parts of the argument, though. One, he fumbled in the red zone, and I even talked to Nate Newton last night during the Crosstalk show. He said if that was Jimmy, I'd be looking for Miles Sanders bags on Monday.
Understand,
and that's a different time period.
Yeah,
that's a different conversation.
But we can go.
I get it.
Aaron Glenn.
The second thing,
bro. He did. But Hunter Lipke fumbled last year. He just got a contract extension. Like stuff happens.
It was 2 years ago.
Okay, whatever. Bro, you know what I'm saying? But like stuff happens, bro. Like it's not if you're a repeat offender.
Hunter's like, what do you say?
If it's a repeat offender, then it's a problem.
But what you said about it's unrealistic to expect him to have the 60-yard touchdown.
Right.
He had a touchdown but he just didn't have a touchdown.
No,
Jaydon Blue, if he does break free, he's gone.
I understand, but
he's got to get to that.
Say that about
first.
almost every position.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand. But what the situation is you've got a young running back you haven't seen yet.
I get it.
So either there's
Then
something
4 quarters
behind the
played.
scenes that we don't have yet and we don't see
Facts.
yet, or there's a need to see him on the field. There's one of two ways that can go. And so that's what the coaching staff has to decide. I'm with you. I don't think I'm going to disagree with what they see because they're around it a whole lot more than we are at this point in time in the season. Just for those that don't know, the media gets to see stretching and special teams. That's all we get. So we don't get to see any practice.
But I'm on record saying through training camp and now into the season, with the 1 and 2 running backs that you have, you can expect and anticipate them falling for 4 to 4.5 yards per play. If they're able to do that, that is success.
That's Williams.
That is both of those guys.
Yeah.
Him and Seth. Like you have 2 backs that are very similar. Williams is just more physical.
Yeah.
You don't have home run hitters out of those 2 guys. So to expect it just because he obviously breaks through the first and second level, to expect him to just tote that thing all the way to the house, that's unreal. It's not realistic. So, don't put that expectation on him and then be mad when he shows you exactly who he is.
He still gained 50 yards at the end.
Yes.
So here's a question.
Got caught by a lineman.
All right. So
He got caught by a freaking really good, what should have been one of the defensive players of the year.
But like you said before, who knows if Jaydon Blue sees that hole?
Yeah.
It has the patience
to get there. Yeah.
Here's what I wonder, though, and I know it's not going to happen, especially being that he was just awarded a contract extension, but would you be adverse to...
Don't do this.
Would you be adverse?
Yes, I'm
to
adverse.
making
I am
Hunter
adverse.
Lipke
I am all the way
inactive
adverse.
this week
Oh,
to see what Jaydon Blue can
Oh, inactive? No.
No, inactive. But
Okay,
here's why I say this.
What did you think?
It's because...
I thought he was going to say put him in a rotation.
No.
Oh.
Make Hunter Lipke inactive so that you can get...
It would never happen.
So I know, but here's what I would do, right? I would make Hunter Lipke inactive so that I could get Jaydon Blue, Miles Sanders, and Javonte Williams. If you're so hell-bent on keeping Miles Sanders there so that you can kind of feel Jaydon Blue out, okay, cool, run with those 3. Here's why I say that. You had Jaydon Blue inactive last week. Hunter Lipke obviously acts as kind of your quasi-running back, fullback, tight end, et cetera.
Yeah.
Hunter Lipke, how many handoffs? None. How many targets?
But they love
None.
him. They love
him.
him.
And how many pass protection coverages? 1.
They love him.
1.
Didn't utilize him.
Didn't utilize him at all.
Special teams.
So that's my point. Yeah. I don't know that that's going to be the
Put him on
same.
special teams.
I don't know that that's going to be the case for Hunter Lipke going forward. I'm quite certain they're going to find ways to utilize Hunter Lipke in certain pockets going forward.
They love Lipke.
If your plan for Hunter Lipke in week 2 is the same as week 1, then there's no reason for Hunter Lipke to be active over Jaydon Blue. That's my saying. That's
We
what
gotta
love
go.
Lipke.
We gotta go. When we come back tomorrow, it is a Say It With Your Chest Friday.
You doggone right it is. First one.
Yeah, second one.
First real leading into a game.
True. Which means we've got our Pick'ems making our return.
Pick'em.
Josh Rodriguez is going to do his thing.
Ooh.
We've got some fun stuff tomorrow. For Patrik Walker Josh Rodriguez, for Isaiah Stanback, Chris Beam in the back, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from Talking Cowboys. We'll see you for a Say It With Your Chest Friday tomorrow.
Heck yes.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?